It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Tsh, da, 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 da. Di, da, di, di, da, di, di, da, 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 da. Di, da, di, li, da, di, li, di, da. Di, da, di, li, di, da, di, li, 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 da, di, da, di, di, da, di, di, da.
So yeah, what I'm going to be doing today is basically getting all the underside of the rear, where it is all here, all grey. So I'm going to be getting all of this done, and underneath that basically I'm going to get all that undersealed. So I've got some of this underbody hammerite with added wax oil stuff in a can. So we're going to get this on a brush and basically just smother the shit out of the underside of the car with this. It's already had several layers of different paints, and it's now had a can of acid etch primer, which is what all the grey is basically there, what I explained in the last video. So it's had acid etch primer on the whole thing just to cover all the edges where there's bare metal. It's had paint underneath this, and then there's underseal I believe underneath this as well, and then we've seam sealed all the edges as you saw in the last episode as well, and then underneath there as well you can see that there. So that's all been undersealed, seam sealed, sorry, yeah, seam sealed. So yeah, I'm going to crack this open. I've got probably about half a can left of this. I think there's about it's about a litre of this stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to get a brush and basically just go to town on the underside of this, and just give it a decent coat of this stuff so it can't rust anymore. But yeah, I'll be back with you once I've done some actual work. So there's some of it there, if you can see it. So the black bit is where I undersealed it before, but out of a spray can. So I'm going to put this stuff on a bit more liberally and get right into the crevices, because that's where the water likes to sit. And then hopefully the other plan for tonight as well, once I've done that, once that's sort of drying, I've went and got some oil for the car as well. I've got some Mobile 2000 1040. So I've got some of this stuff basically. So we're going to give the car a good service basically, well, an oil change anyway, because everything else is pretty fresh. Everything in this car that's been serviced basically is at least 6 months old. So it's not that old and it's not really due it, but the oil in it, I did put decent stuff in it, and then I had to put some of that oh, what was it? It was like it's almost like that stop smoke stuff, that wind stuff basically, in the oil, just to get rid of any of the tappets basically, the noise, so it lubricates the head a bit better. So obviously I want to get rid of that now because it's kind of contaminated and it's been sitting for a bit. So we'll drain it out, and we've got at least over 7 litres of this stuff good to go. So yeah, we'll dump that oil and we'll get some fresh stuff in this basically, but we'll run it up to temp, drain it out, and just do it up. So we're not going to change the filter or anything like that. Like I say, it's all been done within 6 months, so it doesn't really warrant it, and it's only going to be sitting here anyway for a bit longer. So I just want to put some fresh oil in it while I've got it like this. And like I say, the stuff in it is semi-contaminated because of that stuff I put in it as well. So I don't really want that stuff in it any longer than it has to be. So we're going to do that at a later date, not tonight. And then the other thing I've done as well, I've managed to order a new, if I show you here, I've managed to basically order myself one of these, which is a ignition coil, I believe. So we've got one of these, and you wouldn't believe the cost of those as well. I managed to get it for £55, I think, from Germany. But they go anywhere up to about £190, I think it is, for some of these. And mine typically just happen to be the most expensive one. You can get some that are like 20 quid, and mine happen to be the 3-pin plug one that just happen to be like £80, £90 minimum. which is a lot of money for one of them. But yeah, we managed to get one anyway. It's like 50 quid or something like that, so that's pretty good. And then the other thing I've managed to get, because these are the bits that I haven't changed on the whole car since I've had it, and obviously I've had the car for over 4 years, and then the previous owner, I don't reckon he's done these. The only thing I can see that he's done is the leads, and I looked them up, and they're eBay leads, and I think they're worth like 15-20 quid. They're not worth a lot of money. So, but like I say, I've had them 4 years. Don't know how long he's been rocking them. So I've bought a new set, and in red as well, some of the ignition leads. So these ones here, they're mega leads on here at the minute. They're probably pretty good. They're uprated and slightly better than the standard, so can't complain. But like I say, I've got some red ones, and they're 8mm and over the 7mm thickness, and that just gives it a better spark basically, and a more consistent spark for a bit longer. And then what we've also done, what I've also done, just sort of preventative maintenance, if you like. If you can see it over there, about, oh, if I can get this right on the camera. No, man's not working right. About there, you can see a map sensor. So I've got a replacement one of them, and you would not believe the price of them basically. Luckily, there's someone on eBay selling them, and I got one for £10. But if that one wasn't on there, they're almost about £120 each, which again is just madness for a sensor. Yeah, so we've managed to get all these bits, couple of bits. I've managed to get some WD-40 electrical contact spray, and I'm going to spray down the I believe it's this speed idle control thing here. So we're going to take this off, spray all the connection points, all the electrical ports into that, because apparently that's what can give a rough idle basically on these cars, is the speed idle there, the throttle position sensor, and then any of these other little bits as well. The only other bit that it could be that someone else has said is a lambda sensor on the exhaust. So that's the next thing if these don't work. But like I say, I want to do all these things just to, it's preventative maintenance. Like I say, I've not done them, and they need to be done, and it doesn't hurt to have spares if these parts are fine anyway. So because the parts are quite hard to get as they are, so it's nice to have a spare for them anyway. So yeah, like I say, I'm going to crack on with the undersill now and get that done, and then it'll be onto this, spray the contact points on these and any of the other electrical points basically, just get them all sprayed, cleaned up, and just basically make sure we've got a decent earth and decent connection to all the electrical gubbins, so it just works well basically when I go to plug it in. And then I want to get this car started because it hasn't been started in some time, get the fluids, you know, pumped round and get it up to temp, and should be all good. Coolant's really good, everything's good on this apart from just small little niggly bits. And like I say, I'm finalising those bits and getting them sorted, and we can get this back on the road. I can't wait to actually get this sorted, and hopefully back and up and running. So yeah, we've got a couple of bits, like I say. Yeah, this is the contact spray basically, fast drying contact cleaner. So that some of this stuff's supposed to be really good, and obviously it's designed for electrical only. So yeah, that'll help hopefully clean some of the connection points. And then I've gone and bought some more capsicum red paint as well. We're collecting up a collection here. I think I've got about 7 cans now, so I just bought 3 more this evening, so that when we do come to paint it, like I say, I'm painting it all with rattle can, and then I'm just going to go over it all with a like loads of coats of lacquer basically, and just go over the whole car like that. And it's come out pretty well. You'd think the rattle cans don't work very well, but if you can spray half decent with a rattle can, and you've got the right technique with it, and you make sure you don't get any runs or make it too thin onto the paint, and you lay it down wet and 50-50 like you do when you know, spray anything basically, when the professionals do it with the spray guns. You just make sure you lay it down 50-50 wet. You know, you just got to be careful of the tiger stripe patterns. But like I say, if you lay it down wet, you get those coats nice and decent, and you keep your distance and you keep it to the right amount, you can lay down pretty decent paint with rattle cans. And you know, yeah, there's a whole debate on it basically. People, you know, don't approve of it, but like I say, I've had good results and I'm happy to do it. And it is a track day car and it's not supposed to be a show car. So yeah, I'm not going to be paying £1,200 for a full paint job. We're going to paint it down ourselves and get it done ourselves, and yeah, we'll still get a nice finish. It won't be, you know, you'll see it up close and you won't see anything fantastic from it, but yeah, it'll do the job for what it's for. So like I say, let's crack on with this and I'll show you how I get on with it after. Right guys, so as you can see, yeah, I've got all the underseal done. It's taken me quite a few hours actually getting that done. I just had a small paintbrush and basically just went to town with it. Nearly used all of the pot as well, which was probably about over half left of that pot. Like I say, it looks good. It's tidied up really nicely and it's got a good layer of protection now. All inside the wheel arches and all under the boot floor and a part of the rear axles as well. So that's all done. So what I've actually done while I was off camera is basically just got these connectors here, if you can see them. So there's the idle speed one just down here. You got that one there, so that's the grey one. You got this one here as well, it's the throttle position sensor. And then I've dismantled all of the ignition coil pack here. So I've got a new one of these coming, so we're going to replace that, and then like I said, we're going to replace this lead as well, and then I've just given this terminal a little clean as well. We'll put that back on now. And yeah, simple as that guys, really, just spraying and cleaning the terminals. It's just one extra thing to hopefully help out. And like I say, we're going to change the map sensor as well, the ignition leads are coming, and then that coil pack as well. And then other than that, other than adjusting the idle that's in this little cap here, like I say, there's the lambda sensor we can try as well, but other than that there's not many other things we can try really. There's the ECU, which apparently can go, but I want to try these things first before I start digging into bigger things, and we'll see what happens basically. But yeah, that's basically it guys, and it's slowly getting there, looking good. Like I say, the main focus tonight was just to get the floor done. Just trying to get a couple of hours work basically in after work, and that's probably all I can do for tonight really. So I need to let that underseal sort of cure pretty decently, and then all this grey bit I thought, instead of using the underseal, because I was running quite low and it's quite messy as well, it leaves like quite a heavy residue on the surface, never quite dries either, it's still quite tacky. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use the spray underseal on the outside, because that dries a lot better and it looks a lot neater as well, and it won't smudge and smear as badly as the other one will, which you put on with a brush. So we've done all the bits, like I say, the most important bits underneath, and then we'll do this another night. So obviously once you start spraying this stuff, you don't really want to be breathing it in, you have to wear a mask and everything. If I'm doing other jobs I can't really do them too much, and the fumes get pretty bad in here as well. So it's sort of one of those jobs that you want to sort of do at the end of when I'm sort of finishing up. So yeah, that'll be it for tonight guys. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you are new around here, don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully there'll be plenty more to come on this, and got plenty more in the pipeline, and hopefully we can get that engine up and running, and you guys will get to see it first. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.